How's it doing, everyone? Today I'll be doing something a little more different compared to the things I usually do on this channel, like animation or audio stories. I'm doing a review on Watch Dogs Legion. Yes, a game that came out more than 3 years ago. So, I'm a bit late. But I always saw this game and wondered what it would be about and what would it be like compared to the other prequels that I know and love. I recently have played it, and there is a lot to say, so I hope this video doesn't go on for too long, but, I'll say whatever that comes to mind. And major spoilers ahead if anyone hasn't played the game and wants to. Major spoilers. So, really quick before I get into this, I want to say that I don't really have a problem with Ubisoft overall. It's just a matter of which games they make, like for instance, Watch Dogs Legion. This game was like a Watch Dogs game. Yes, like a Watch Dogs game. I have a lot of experience with the franchise, and I can't believe I'm about to say this sentence, but I've been playing the franchise since I was 7 years of age, and well, that just made me feel old. But the fact is that this game, it didn't feel like a Watch Dogs game. While I was playing at times, I didn't have that atmosphere or feeling that I usually do when I'm playing with Marcus or Aiden in the previous games. Now, don't get me wrong, and this goes for all the games in the franchise, but the world for this game set in London, it feels amazingly alive to walk through the world. And I don't think this game is any different to the previous games in this case. But when it comes to characters' interactions, opinions, and how the characters react to the world, I can't help but get the sense that it just feels dim. I didn't think I'd ever say that about a personal beloved franchise like Watch Dogs. I mean, I've been playing the game since childhood, and I can't get that feeling out of my head that it's just another money-feeding product to Ubisoft. Just another product that they slapped out there. And now, hey, I'm not going to talk all bad about this game, but compared to the other, I don't know, man. It just seems almost lifeless or dystopian in its own way, I guess. San Francisco, it has that bright, beautiful feelings, and yes, sometimes it can get gritty, but it suits it, just like it does in Watch Dogs 1 with Aiden Pierce in Chicago. It suits the game. But man, no. With Watch Dogs Legion, I feel as that everyone in that world, as lively as it seems, it feels like they are all dead. Now, the gameplay side of things. I think the game, putting it on its own and not compared to the 2 previous games, it's actually pretty damn decent. And listen, I may be spitting out a lot of flaws and problems that I have with the game, but it's actually not all that bad in its own way with gameplay. The takedowns feel more rewarding because they actually put in a combat system where the player actually has, to dodge their opponent. I mean, for damn sakes, the game made me feel like I wanted to just go up to any random pedestrian and start a fight with them. And when a game makes me want to start a fight with someone, and it's not just bland like other titles, I actually find that unique. So respect to Ubisoft for putting that into the game. The last time I felt that in a game was probably GTA 5, and that game was released over 10 years ago. And yes, I still haven't done a review on it. Man, I should make that already. And hey, I know I'm spitting out my complaints about the game, but in truth, I do think it had potential to be a great game if it wasn't for the fucking storyline. Man, the storyline was all over the place. All over the place. I know the storyline, but have to confess something. I didn't actually finish the game, but I do know the storyline, and I know it enough to say that it was all over the place. Okay, at first, we get into the introduction to the whole city of London in the year 2029, and we have this character named Dalton. Now, this riled me up. I thought it was cool at first, but as I played the game, I started to think to myself, why the fuck kill him off just like that? And I get it. It's the game's way of saying, oh, look at us. Anything can happen at any time, anywhere. Oh my god, we're so edgy. We're so dark and bold. Ooh! But no, they don't get it. Dalton, he kind of gave me like a James Bond type of feeling. He could have been the main protagonist we could have gotten introduced to, just like the previous games when we first got introduced to Aiden or Marcus. And to be honest, I started to like Dalton in the first 10 to 15 minutes of my playthrough before the bastard fucking died, but I knew something was gonna happen to him anyway when about 50 fucking enemies started coming after me. Even after he died, the game was still trying to hold up to that we don't give a fuck kind of feeling. But let me tell you, let me tell you, it was not working. It didn't work, okay? And the whole emotional connection to a protagonist of the game was thrown out the damn window when they were making this game. They said, yep, that can fuck a road off. It's like they didn't want the player to get emotionally attached to the main character like they wanted us to do in the previous games. I liked that about the two games. It's like, we go through, okay, this whole game with this one guy and his whole team. Yes, it's a whole team, and yes, they have personalities also that we can love and we can enjoy and maybe even want to play them as well, but at the end of the day, Aiden, or as well as Marcus, is our main guys. They are our main people. But nope. Apparently in Watch Dogs Legion, the whole of the fucking London is our main people. Yes, people who dislike DedSec you can't recruit, but that still doesn't change the fucking fact that there is no one to hold up the DedSec reputation. I heard, okay, the AI in the game named Bagley or Bagley or whatever the fucking, I think his name is, I don't know. If you switch over the operative or character, just call them characters, come on. But if you switch them over, I heard him say once in my playthrough of the game, he goes, your teammate got a little tired. How about you take over for a bit? What? No, this isn't about getting tired. This is about teamwork. Yes, you can get tired. We're humans at the end of the day. You can even opt out at times for some missions in a realistic sense. But overall, DedSec isn't about that. Okay, it's about staying true to your team and dealing with hard work that every member of the team is dealt with. Okay, in the previous games, the main core of the game was DedSec. In this, it's just some fucking group called Zero Day or something. They bombed London and framed it on DedSec. Why? Oh, they want change, chaos, and power. A bit typical, in my opinion. If I was bringing about change and if I wanted a character in a story to do the same things that they are doing, I would want that character to have personal motives. Not this generic comical villain who wants to wreak havoc on a city for no reason. Or what Zero Day said, they done it to weaken the government or something. Again, the whole motive is a bit surface level, to be honest, okay? For an example, in Watch Dogs 1, Aiden, throughout the whole game, he has a big motive. He has big motives. Like his niece was killed, and he wants to get payback and vengeance to those who were involved with his niece, okay? Oh, would you look at that? Now his sister is kidnapped. Now, we gotta go get her because we're all about our family and revenge and shit, you know? So, are you picking up what I mean? Aiden, he had a thing for the whole game, and it just seems like in Watch Dogs Legion, we're chasing after a thing that actually is completely frivolous. We don't have any emotional connection to a character because DedSec is this it can be anyone type of team now. We don't have personal motives because again, the main protagonist is literally every bastard on the sidewalk. And another thing, the person who is the leading person of DedSec now, I guess, I don't know, she seems to be, to me, but she is the leading person, but at the end of the game, it's revealed it's her who done the bombings. What? What? Like, why? So, wait, she is the one who took out poor old Dalton there at the start of the game. Why? It's not needed. And sure, you can say stuff like Sabine believes that sacrificing individuals like Dalton is necessary to achieve her goals of exposing corruption and empowering the people to resist oppression. But again, talk about frivolous acts. It's absolutely maddening to me that DedSec has turned into this good people who were framed for bad type of shit. Now listen, maybe it's just the way London depicts DedSec, but DedSec's legacy is better than this. Marcus Holloway. Here's a good character for an example. Protagonist of the second game said that he joined DedSec for a purpose. He was framed himself by the bad guys, CTOS or Bloom or whoever it was. That's his motive. Okay, that's his legacy. Retro is his legacy. The Fox is Aiden's. But what is this whole thing with anyone can be in DedSec? What, some chav can just walk right in if we do a favor for them? No, man, no. Okay, completely wrong. And you know why I hate all that? It's because I've known the games and the Watch Dogs universe for a lot of years that I just find it so shitty they would make it like this. And yes, I saw something or hints about the 4th game, but I'm worried. Very concerned on how it would turn out. With Watch Dogs 2, they were going in the right direction. But in the 3rd game, it's like if you got a train, and that train was on a roller coaster, and the whole thing just fell off the tracks. That's the 3rd, but I think I know why. It's because they were trying to experiment with it, I think, a little bit. It's a theory I've thought of, and at this fucking point, it's the only logical explanation, okay? Like, how could you go off tracks this badly? And it's experimental purposes, that's why. They tried something different with it. And let me tell you, that experiment, I do not like. I didn't need. It's the sequel's sequel we didn't need. That's what I'm calling it now, okay? It's the sequel's sequel that wasn't needed. But overall, I think I'm being a bit too harsh. So I should stop being the complaining guy and start discussing things I actually like. Alright, so first things first, combat, mwah, okay, beautiful. I wouldn't say better than the previous, but in its own way, beautiful. Chef's kiss, if you will. As I was saying before, the game made me feel like I wanted to fight someone. It made me want to go into hand-to-hand combat with everyone. And since it's London, all the English want to fight, trust me, which I love. I know it sounds like I may hate the game, but I actually don't. It's a pretty decent game if it were a standalone game. But in the Watch Dogs franchise, it's the black sheep, out of character, strange. The shooting is approved, although a little complaint here. You can only get like fucking 4 guns even when you're about 15 missions into the game. Absolutely ruthless. But anyway, they have improved immensely when it comes to gunfire, and especially explosions. An enemy will throw a grenade at you, and it will actually feel like you need to get the fuck out of there, because it's quite literally going to blow you to shreds, and I like that. It shows depth and life to your game, while also maintaining entertainment to the players, keeping them on the edge of their seats. I have to say though, even on all difficulties, the enemies are not challenging at all. Only in major groups of 10, maybe. And if they're firing from all sides, I mean, I swear I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but these enemies in gunfire will be so swift to take out. And I think at the end of the day, the player needs a challenge in a video game, even if it's at the smallest aspects of the enemy's difficulties. Obviously, one should have bearable challenges to have that reward when completed, but you also need a sense of, damn, I need to win this or I'll be fucking pissed off, I'll be mad, type thing, you know? The graphics are also a major improvement, although London is gritty, trashy, dark, and a bit gloomy looking. I think that adds to it though, and I do still think you can get some amazing shots and views in the city, especially at higher points. Now, the whole operative side of the game. I may sound like I hate the whole idea of many operatives or many characters in one whole story, but I do like the concept of that. But the way they done it, that's the problem to me. Listen. I like that they have individual personalities. I like that they have their own unique styles and passive features to them. But when you put it in a storyline context, me personally, that does not work for me. I can't get immersed into the story because if I die, oh, that operative is out for now and you'll have to switch to a second or even third characters at times. I mean, that just paints an almost limit to your game. That doesn't work for me, you know? It doesn't get me excited for future missions. It doesn't work even for a simple little mission because we'll be switching the whole time. But points to Ubisoft on the whole different types of styles and guns the operatives have. It's like this. I really want to like this game because it's a part of a franchise I really love and I have enjoyed for years. And there is really good operatives in the game. Well, despite some of them passing gas every 10 seconds. But yes, the game can be cool in some aspects, but I just fear what Watch Dogs 4 will turn the reputation of the franchise into, if we do get it, of course. Will it just be another shitty storyline that has no life or care put into it? Or will it go back to its roots where it can finally be another game I'll really enjoy just like I did when I played the first game? So the graphics, amazing at times, but can get really dark and really low in brightness sometimes, but still good. The operatives and gameplay with them, it's cool in some aspects and I really enjoy the wide range of characters' abilities and passives, but put into a storyline context, just low, strange, doesn't work for me. I don't like it. And really quick before I get into other features here, why the fuck, okay, did they remove the whole followers feature that the series had in Watch Dogs 2. I loved grinding up my followers and watching that bar go up after every mission. Okay, it gives me a sense of reward and accomplishment. So why remove that in Watch Dogs Legion? If anything, it would make more sense for that feature that was in the second game to be replaced in the fucking third game instead. Because the whole game of Watch Dogs Legion, we go through the story reminding people that DedSec are not bad people. We go through the whole game rebuilding DedSec's reputation up over what the Zero Day group there framed us for. So it would make sense for that little followers bar to be put back in. The whole just concept of followers, you know? It would make sense. Okay, I don't know what it is with the game, you know, the replacing and deleting features that are amazing. For instance, and this is an odd one, but dogs. It gave life to the world in the second game, and I wish they put it in the games sooner, to be honest. But man, nope. Apparently no dog owners in London. Dogs are fucking banned, apparently. So deleting dogs in a game called Watch Dogs was a thing on Ubisoft's radar? Or is that like an ironic thing they were trying to do? I don't know, man. I just think these little features builds the game up for a game that can actually feel alive and very immersive, you know? And as simple as petting a dog in the game can make the game feel colorful and beautiful to me. The menu. Really good in my opinion, and actually if not better than the two previous games. It has options I wish were in Watch Dogs 2. I mean, it goes into depth, from gamma, brightness levels, and even some certain gameplay controls. Although, a feature called Simplified Puzzles, it simplifies the little hacking nodes, those little hacking little things in those parts of all Watch Dogs games where you have to align the nodes to the correct position. So this feature simplifies it for the player and makes it easier. Okay, sure, maybe, but I just think it breaks the challenging side of the game. I think if a player has a hard time with an area of a mission in your game, I don't think you should make it easier for them. I think you should give them hints or something, even just like little tutorials even. I don't know. Just don't outright change the game's way of fucking working just for a player that finds it difficult. Okay? Now, hey, not everyone has the ability to change around little fucking nodes every second, which those type of missions in Watch Dogs Legion are everywhere in the game. I get that people find it difficult at times. I do too. But I'd argue that it being that way in the first place says a lot about your mission design. And man, it is tedious to say the least. Now, I'm all one for a challenge in a video game, but not when it's designed like this. This mission where we have to hack one little fucking thing on a laptop or something, we have to go through a whole 2 corridors worth of nodes just to get to another section of the mission. Man, if that's a whole mission, I don't know what the whole game would have been if I did finish it. Now, they did do a very great job when it comes to the DedSec design. That is the one thing they have done pretty right in this game, and all games. Pretty consistent, and they know how to get DedSec's feeling down. I mean, it still has that retro, neon, and hacker kind of feel to it, you know? Although in Watch Dogs 1, DedSec was this kind of gritty and dark anonymous group that everyone looked up to. But in Watch Dogs 2, I think Ubisoft changed that, but for the better. It made DedSec into this legend of a group, taking down corruption for the justice that was needed in a fucked up city like San Francisco or Chicago. I just don't like the way they did my people in DedSec like that, framing them and shit, you know? No, that is not the way DedSec and its followers go. After all the work we did in Watch Dogs 1 and 2 for us to just get framed and the whole world thinks DedSec are these bad guys, you know, I think that's almost in a way lazy writing, you know? It paints a picture as if anything can happen to DedSec, despite the reputation and followers we built up in the previous games. I didn't expect this review, or just whole video, to be a ranty complaint on the game, but I had to put this out there, and, you know, a lot of people might disagree with the things I've said in this game, in this, you know, video alone, but I gotta say, I love this series, and I just think Ubisoft should have just put more care into the third game, because it's like a baby. You know, this is gonna sound weird, but it's like a baby in a way, where you just have to be careful where you put it. If you put it in the wrong fucking area, I don't know what this has to a baby, but just, it kind of has the same fucking thing where, you know, even if you just let it go for a second, you gotta be careful with it. Alright, so, you know, I'm not hating on Ubisoft, I'm not even hating on the fucking Watch Dogs Legion, the game I'm talking about in this video, I'm not hating on anything. I just have strong opinions about it because I love the series and I'm really caring of it, because I love Watch Dogs 1 and 2, and I kinda like Watch Dogs Legion. It's pretty good, you just have to be careful with it, all I'm saying, okay? And what they did was careless, I guess, I don't know. If they do go through and make the 4th game, I wouldn't want it to go down the same way Watch Dogs Legion did. If it does, I don't know, man. And then we would have 2 black sheeps, and it would change the whole reputation of the franchise altogether. Although, even at first, everybody hated the first game over what happened after E3, but that's a whole other discussion to be made for. I'm not gonna get into it, buddy. I think I'm gonna end this video fucking here. If I go on longer, I'm just gonna go into a manic episode and go insane. Joking, but Watch Dogs Legion, it's a good game. On its own. But an absolute out-of-character insult to the franchise of Watch Dogs. I think if Ubisoft does make a 4th game, and if it is set in Boston or whatever they say, then make it one character. Guy or girl, I don't care. I just want that overall story that I can get attached to and a main character that I will love and adore. If Ubisoft were to listen, I'd say just that to them. But anyway, enough of yapping on here. Thank you for watching this far into the video. If you did, if you'd like to check out my channel, I make animation content and comedy and funny, haha, laughing stuff. Haha, so funny. Oh my god, haha. If you like that stuff, then I think consider subscribing to my channel. It would be appreciated. Anyway, yeah, I've been Viber, and I'm out.